Hi, it's Jenny, and today I wanted to share with you an unboxing video I just received from Amazon, Thelema Tarot. I'm very excited to receive this. I'd seen a review of it on YouTube before, and the pictures were just gorgeous, so I just got it in, and I'm taking it out of the box. As you can see, this is a Los Scarabeo, and has a very nice, useful, sturdy box that you can keep your cards instead of a little white book or a huge book, as you sometimes get with your Llewellyn. You have a very nice, serviceable book that's the same size as the deck. So a nice little book with some full color illustrations. Well, I take that back. Yeah, it does have a couple of full color illustrations. So it does give you information on using the cards without actual pictures of the cards in here. And I know if you're like me, you don't refer too much to the book. You sort of have worked with tarot before, you know the card meanings, and for interest, just to see what the author of this deck might have in mind with her particular cards, you can refer back to this little book. So I'm going to just set this aside for now, and let's undo the plastic here. Let's see. Now, just at first glance, I would say these cards appear to be a fairly thick cardstock. Anytime I can look at a deck and kind of see the shadowing in between the cards, I know that the cardstock is a little bit on the thicker side, which is not something that I personally enjoy, but I kind of like a thinner deck that's easier to shuffle and work with. But thick cardstock, that'll work. So the stock is thick, but not too thick. As you can see, you can bend it quite easily. As far as shuffling, I don't know, but let's kind of go through the cards a little bit. Now here you have an invitation to tarotassociation.net from Los Scarabeo. And then on the other side of this card, more information on that. So if you're interested in that, I guess you can go to their website, sign up for their program. I really don't know what that's about. Alrighty. So this is the Thelema Tarot, Renata Lechner. And we'll just do a little quick run through of the cards here. There is the Fool. Very beautiful. I love the shades of green. It's kind of oceanic. We've got different phases of the moon. We've got butterflies there. She's holding a white rose, and she's setting off on her journey through life, as all the rest of us fools in the human race are. Here we have our Magician card. Very nicely done. He's got his tools. He's conjuring some magic. He's setting his destiny. Things are setting in motion. Here we have the High Priestess. She's intuitively pondering her pomegranate there, standing on the half moon in between the pillars of knowledge, encouraging us to use our intuition. And she's sort of got this little orb on her head, which I like the association. The picture that paints for me is you're using your intuition because you've got the knowledge on your top of your brain there. All right, here we have an Empress card. This is always one of my favorite cards in any deck, and this one is no exception. It's just beautiful, and that's the card that they feature inside the book. So there's the Empress in all her natural beauty and glory, wearing her green dress. She's got a Venus symbol necklace. She's got a beautiful crown on her head. Just lovely, very lovely Empress card. Holding this orb here. Very nice. Here's the Emperor. And as you can see, he's got his red robes of power. He's got the 4 rams on each corner of his chair, so the 4 theme is sort of reinforced. Holding his orb of power, the Emperor. Here's the Hierophant. Let's see, I think I'm going to do this way. Rather than trying to hold the deck there, I'm going to just take them one by one. The Hierophant has always had religious connotations. Back in the day, hundreds of years ago, it was the Pope. And now it's just sort of a teacher, authority figure, or someone who's more or less a mentor. So you can interpret this card several different ways. I kind of like to think of it as religious institutions and conformity, but you can also look at it as someone being mentored or someone who's a teacher. Okay, next we have the Lovers. This is a pretty typical card denoting the Lovers. We've got the Angel and the Lovers in the water and other water symbols, you know, a couple of dolphins there. Looks like they're setting out on a journey. We've got the double rocks there, sort of a passageway. So that's a very beautiful rendition of the Lovers. Here we have the Chariot. Again, pretty typical. We've got the black and white horse, the charioteer using his will, trying to decide which way to go or trying to control his destiny and get those horses on the same path. Number 7, the Chariot. Really like these cards. They're just beautiful. Here we have Strength. Again, this is a very typical depiction of the woman who's got control of the beast, and she's using her strength, but yet she's gentle at the same time. She's got all this feminine floral theme there. And that lion looks like he's not really intent on doing anything evil, so I've always loved the Strength card. Number 9, the Hermit. 9 is always associated with the completion of some sort of a journey or a theme. And when you complete something, you're sort of introspective, you're looking inward, and you're considering what you've done. So in that aspect, the Hermit is pretty typical for the theme of number 9 in your deck. This is just really lovely. I love the lantern and how the light is coming out. Next we have Wheel of Fortune, which they just call the wheel. It's kind of an interesting wheel. It doesn't have, it's got the Egyptian symbol up there, which is pretty typical Rider-Waite. They put a lot of Egyptian symbology in their cards. But the wheel itself, it's got astrological symbols. And there aren't the assortment of animals and all the busy stuff that you normally see on a wheel card. But still, you don't need all that to get an intuitive idea of what a wheel can do in your life. Things are changing for the better or the worse, and when you see the wheel, you know that changes are in motion, that you're starting a new cycle. It's number 10. Number 11. Oh wow, this is a beautiful card. Well, I always like Justice anyway, but this woman is lovely. And there's the, I was going to say the depiction of a triple goddess, although it's just the crescent moon both directions without the full moon in the middle. But that's really pretty. And I don't know what she has on her scales there, but it's pretty even because they're both at the same level. So there's Justice. Next we have the Hanged Man, number 12. Pretty typical depiction. He's in limbo or he's being sacrificed. There are a lot of different interpretations for the Hanged Man card. But it usually involves somebody that's in a waiting pattern. You're kind of in a holding zone. And sometimes it can mean that you've given up your priorities in order to help other people. the Hanged Man. Next we have the Death card. So there's Death. This guy is not on his white horse like you would typically see in this card. And you've got the radiant light from the moon behind, sort of indicating that something else is going to be coming. The Death card. Number 13. Number 14, Temperance. This is always one of the beautiful majors. I love the way this has the sparkly, kind of like glitter or something sparkly there. Very pretty. And she's exercising moderation. She's weighing her options. And she's figuring out how not to go in excess. Use your judgment and moderation in all things. Next we have the Devil. The Devil usually speaks to urges within us that are sometimes overpowering, addictions and that sort of thing, and reminding us not to be slaves to our baser nature, not to not to value too much in the I want to say commercial world, but that's not really the term I'm searching for. Just reminding us to use our intellect to conquer our baser instincts. Not to be too concerned with the material world, I guess is what I was trying to say. Next is the Tower, showing that big changes are coming. Everything that you have known may be turned upside down. The Tower. After your upset of the Tower, you have the Star, showing that you've got a new direction, a new course in life. There's hope. Just a gorgeous card. The Star card is always one of my favorites, and this is a very beautiful Star card. Here we have the Moon. The Moon speaks to dreams, illusions, and sometimes our hopes and wants and dreams and where we'd like to go. Got to be careful because we don't want to fall victim to something that's an illusion and not a real goal worth striving for. After we come through a few trials and tribulations in life, we come to the Sun. What a beautiful Sun card this is. The Sun in this card is actually a blooming rose. Gorgeous. And in the Rider-Waite card, we normally have like a little baby that's riding on a horse in the sun with sunflowers all around. But in this, we have two small children enjoying the sunny day in the meadow. Really pretty card. We've got astrological symbols there. I'm not too big on astrology, so I can't get into those too much. Number 20, Judgment, the awakening call, where you come to a realization about something. Maybe you had thought the wrong way about something in your life, and you're realizing that what you had thought to be true was not really true. Or maybe you're discovering that you need to do something a different way. So you've had an awakening. And that's what the Judgment card is about. It used to be called, hundreds of years ago, this was called the Angel card, not necessarily Judgment. So you can interpret that a lot of different ways too if you look at it as being an angel and not a Judgment card. So you can use your intuition with tarot and get different meanings from the cards that way. And there's no right or wrong way to read. It's more important to use your intuition than it is to memorize cards. All right, here's the World. It's kind of a different World card because this World is a woman figure and she's kind of dancing, and on both of her arms are circling, and There's a circle around her legs. And we've got the animal symbols at the four corners here. That's kind of an interesting interpretation of the world. I'd have a little trouble wrapping my mind around how that represents the world, but it is a beautiful card nonetheless. Okay, then we move on to the Suit of Cups. I'm going to run through these pretty quickly. Ace of Cups. Gorgeous, just gorgeous. Look at the lotus blossoms, the dove, the sun behind the dove. Gosh, that's a gorgeous card. I love it. Two of Cups, a couple of dolphins, the Venus symbol. So there's love, there's partnership, there's a new relationship beginning. Three of Cups, the fruition of the two. New creativity. And you can see in these cup cards, they've all got kind of a, I don't know what kind of a flower that is. It's also in the two. Some sort of, looks like flower petals, actually, behind the cups under the, there's that dancing woman again. Three of Cups. And you can see the cups have fruit. So that kind of fits in with the theme of threes. The number threes are the fruit of the particular suit. So the water Suit of Cups pertains to love, relationships. Sometimes this card refers to birth of a child or a family, party, some kind of a group that formed. Three of Cups. All right, here's Four of Cups. You can see again we've got this, it's kind of like a lily. I want to say it looks like flower petals throughout these cards. It's really pretty, superimposed over the water. So there's Four of Cups. Four to me is a solid, stable card of completion. And in the Rider-Waite system, it's been taken to mean that you're kind of bored with how things are. You've got a stability in your emotional and your love relationships, and it's kind of boring. Well, heck, that doesn't seem boring to me. So that's a very typical Rider-Waite interpretation, but not really the way I would interpret a Four of Cups, but it's very pretty imagery. So she's got a stable love life, and I guess it's pretty darn boring. Silly, huh? Five of Cups. Five is a card of instability after the Four, which is more stable. So there's some sort of instability going on in her relationships, in her love life, her family situation. Some sort of conflict going on there, and that's pretty typical of a five. Five is a more unstable card. Six of Cups, the harmony is restored after the five, and the Six of Cups generally is considered to be a card of nostalgia, harmony, good feelings, good memories, peacefulness. It's a beautiful card, Six of Cups. I love this interpretation of the cups. Seven of Cups. Now seven is sort of a number where there's choices, or there's an instability in which way to go. We're harking back to the Chariot, which is the seven in the majors. You're faced with a choice, and you don't know which direction to go. And the Seven of Cups has traditionally in the Rider-Waite system been depicted as you've got all these different choices in front of you, and you're considering which one to pick. Seven of Cups. Alrighty, Eight of Cups. Again, eight is a number of stability, and but it's also a number more associated with movement. So you have stability, you have strength, and you have the strength to move yourself out of a bad situation or a bad relationship. So it's traditionally been considered a divorce card or something along those lines. Eight of Cups. You're moving out of a situation that you finally realized that it was not for you. Nine of Cups is the completion of the cycle of relationship, love, family. And also the cups relate to the arts, the fine arts. So if you can sort of draw a parallel in there between something along those lines. But Nine of Cups is a peaceful card. You've got a harmonious situation. You've completed a cycle of some sort. And it's an attainment card. Perhaps an anniversary. You've raised a child successfully, something like that. Nine of Cups. And Ten of Cups, also a very harmonious card. There's the family, the Swan family. Ten of Cups, a stable home, lovely life. The cycle is beginning again with the young children there, or the young, whatever you call baby swans. Ten of Cups, that's a beautiful card, isn't it? That's the Suit of Cups. All right, here's the Page of Cups. And I'm going to just run through these a little more quickly because time is running short. Let's see, the Knight of Cups. This is the romantic gentleman in your life, whispering sweet nothings in your ear. The Knight of Cups, silver-tongued devil that he is. Queen of Cups. She's a very emotionally supportive woman, and she's there for you in your time of need. The Queen of Cups. King of Cups, a very accomplished person in his craft, possibly an artist, a musician, something like that. A man who's a good husband and father. The King of Cups. All right. Ooh, gosh, this is pretty. Here's the Suit of Pentacles. Ace of Pentacles. Now, the Pentacles more refer to more mundane aspects of life, money, earth and nature, home, farming. It can also refer to craftsmanship, learning a trade, that kind of a thing. So, Ace of Pentacles. Two of Pentacles. Very similar to the Rider-Waite card. Got that little jester outfit. I don't know about you, but clowns are not my thing. Clowns are kind of creepy to me, but I don't know if the rest of the deck is really beautiful. I guess I can overlook one kind of freaky clown. Two of Pentacles. Three of Pentacles. Oh, wow, this is beautiful. I'm seeing these cards all for the first time, so see, she is a craftsman. She's painting her paintbrushes, and she's doing some sort of artwork on the windows here. Beautiful. So she's in her creativity phase. Four of Pentacles indicates that you're building a stable situation, stable finances, a stable business, something along those lines. And then the Rider-Waite interpretation has traditionally been that Four of Pentacles means that you're stingy, which I've never really agreed with that interpretation, but you know, that's a simplistic interpretation, and this card represents that same interpretation. So, not too crazy about a lot of the Rider-Waite symbology, but that's been traditional for the last 100 years. Here we have Five of Pentacles. Instability in your business, in your trade, in your finances. Maybe you're having a little bit of difficulty with your bank account. Maybe you're overspending. Maybe you've gone bankrupt. Whatever has happened, something unstable. That's the way most of the fives are, the instability cards. Now we have a return to harmony, and you're with the six. Now this has been interpreted by Rider-Waite as a card of generosity, of giving. So you've obtained a stable situation, perhaps financially, or perhaps in your household, or perhaps in your business, or your craft, your trade. And so you're sharing with others because you have abundance. Seven of Pentacles. Gosh, this is a beautiful card too. She's sort of looking at all the options that she's got in her craft, or her home, or her business, her financial options, and she's trying to decide which way to go. Eight of Pentacles. It's a card of accomplishment. So she's become accomplished at her craft. We see a seamstress woman here. Looks like she's embroidering something. And looks as though she's completed something down here. Looks like she's working on number 8 there, because this is 6, 7, 8. So 8 of Pentacles, a card of accomplishment, a card of achievement. And you've become very proficient at your trade or your craft, your home skills, whatever it is that you're concerned with. 9 of Pentacles. This is always one of my favorite cards in all the decks. Here is the woman. Sometimes they show her with a beautiful bird, and this card is no exception. She's got another little bird of some sort here. She's in her garden. So this is sort of the pinnacle of the pentacles. I know that sounds kind of weird, pinnacle of pentacles, but this is the completion card, the 9, and so you've attained a good measure of success in your business, your home, your farm, or your business, whatever it is you're concerned with. And now you're sort of sitting back and enjoying the fruits of your labor. And then the completion card, the 10 of Pentacles. The cycle has been completed. 10 equals to 1. So endings are beginnings, and the 10 of Pentacles is no exception. The end of one journey and the beginning of another. Here is the Page of Pentacles. Traditionally has been considered a card of a student. So he's studying a trade or a craft or learning something new. Knight of Pentacles is the journey towards that new craft or trade, and it's always, this card is generally not as active as some of the other knights. The Knight of Pentacles normally has a horse that looks like it's sort of plodding along, if it's moving at all. So this is no exception to the other Knight of Pentacles that I've seen that are in the Rider-Waite tradition. Very pretty though. I could just stare at that. It's just so beautiful. Something like a picture you would want to frame and have in your hallway. Alrighty, here we have the Queen of Pentacles. And she's dressed in her gorgeous trendy robe there. She's got a cape, a hat. She's a successful woman, and she's built a successful home. She's built a successful business. She's brought compassion and art to her craft. And she's there to help you if you need help or advice in matters of the home and business. Here's the King of Pentacles. King of Pentacles, that's the guy everybody wants to marry. Very successful man, generous. He's business savvy. He's the CEO. He knows what he wants and he goes and gets it. And this is the guy who's already gotten it. The Knight and the Page are kind of the beginners on that journey, and he's the end of the journey that's already achieved this success. All right, we'll move on to Wands. Ace of Wands. Very pretty, since Wands is a fire card. I love that it's got that coloring of fire. Kind of like glowing embers. Ace of Wands. Two of Wands. A choice or a balancing of what you're embarking on your new venture. The Three of Wands is the reaping some of the fruits of your new venture. She's watching the ship come in. That's a traditional Rider-Waite symbology. Four of Wands. Oh boy, this is a beautiful card. I love it. Four Wands. It's got the garland in between. and it indicates stability in this energetic venture that you've undertaken. Back behind, there's a house. So this is a very happy card, the Four of Wands. And a beautiful card too. I love it. All right, Five of Wands. A little instability here. There are a lot of creative forces at work. And I kind of regard this as a brainstorming card. You know, sometimes there are people in the Five of Wands. There's no people in this particular deck. And they'll show them fighting with their staffs. But I always regard this card more as a lot of people with good ideas who are brainstorming, kind of like when you have a business meeting and everybody's talking at once. I don't regard it really as so much conflict as brainstorming, but it could be often regarded as a conflict card. But since wands are concerned with energy and ventures, new ventures, I consider this to be more of a brainstorming card, and it's a good thing. Out of brainstorming, you're going to get your stability. Six of Wands, which is a card of, I want to say, it's not really victory, it's more like you're receiving the recognition that you've deserved from your previous efforts. So Six of Wands, there's the victory flag. Seven of Wands, another conflict card. So you've got a lot of different forces that are coming around trying to unseat your successes that you've had to date, and you're trying to maintain what you've built. That's a very powerful card. So she's defending her position, and that's a very typical Rider-Waite pictorization, I guess you'd say it, of the Seven of Wands. You could also regard Seven of Wands as you're looking at your different options in your venture and how you want to proceed. Eight of Wands is an action card. So these are wands. This is a typical Rider-Waite also. They show the wands sort of in motion through the air up there with the birds, and it's regarded as there's some kind of swift action going on. Things are moving to a conclusion because you're getting up towards the top end of the wands here. Nine of Wands. This is kind of a different interpretation. The Rider-Waite normally shows the Nine of Wands as a guy holding, kind of going uphill and being overburdened. And this is kind of neat. I kind of like this. It's got the ivy going up there. Or maybe I'm thinking of Ten of Wands being overburdened. Anyway, this doesn't seem to ring to me as being a typical Nine of Wands, but I would have to really look at my other decks to compare the other Nine of Wands and see. But I kind of like this. Looks like he's very happy with what he's got going there. Ten of Wands. That's the card that shows that you're at the end of your cycle. Whatever it is you've been concerned with working and doing, it's completed. You've reached the end of your journey. It's time to start over. Ten of Wands. Page of Wands. This is the little kid that wants to do like 10 things all at once. Oh, Mommy, let's do this. Let's go here. Let's go there. Page of Wands. Knight of Wands, moving toward his goal. It's time to take action. It's time to move. The Queen of Wands. Wow, that's beautiful. She's really a beautiful queen. Look at that velvety red dress. And she's got a sunflower. Ooh, I like that. This is the actress, the dramatic person. This is the lady that everybody else wants to emulate, the Queen of Wands. She's also a party animal. Here we have the King of Wands. Successful guy who's got everything going for him. So that's the wands. I love how they all have that ember, reddish, yellowish glow to them. Now we go to the swords. Ace of Swords. Beautiful. I always love the garland on the Ace of Swords, and this keeps that symbology. Two of Swords. You're at a crossroads. You need to make a choice. Maybe you're having difficulty moving forward. Two of Swords. Three of Swords. I've always kind of disliked the Rider-Waite symbology of Three of Swords. I don't like the three swords piercing the heart, or in this case, piercing a rose, and the assumption that it's a sorrowful card, because the suit of swords is supposed to be concerned with mind and intellect, knowledge, and the threes are cards that indicate creativity and drawing something from the two as you get started. The three kind of completes the two, but this does not bring that type of a message. But that's the typical Rider-Waite, Three of Swords. Four of Swords, a resting contemplative state. You've amassed some knowledge, you're kind of chewing on it, taking some time to consider how to move forward. That's a very pretty card. I love that gentleman sitting there with his hands in a mudra. Nice. Five of Swords is also a conflict card, like all the fives. So you've got some ideas swirling around and trying to synthesize which way to take those ideas. Six of Swords. Now you're taking your thoughts, your ideas, and moving into another space that's a little quieter, moving away from the turmoil of the five. Ooh. Oh, I don't have a Seven of Swords. My deck is missing a Seven of Swords. 4, 5, 6. Well, I have 8, 9. I have two 10 of Swords. Oh, this is not good. I have two 10s and no 7. And I really don't like the 10. That's the end of the cycle. Well, let's go back to the... oh, I'm missing my 7 of Swords. I'm going to have to talk to Los Scarabeo about that. Here is 8 of Swords. So you're trapped by your thoughts. That's a pretty typical interpretation of the 8 of Swords. You're bound, you're trapped, you can't move, and it's all because of your own thoughts, words, actions. 9 of Swords. Sort of the epitome of the burden of your thoughts, your dreams, your ideas. And we already saw that I have two 10 of Swords, so I got kind of upset about that. Okay. Page of Swords. Knight of Swords. Wow, look at him go. Woohoo! This is your altruistic warrior. He's got an idea. He knows what's right and just, and he's going to see that it's accomplished. All right, Queen of Swords, one of my favorite cards in every deck. There is the Queen of Swords. And the King of Swords. And I like how these have the little air associations that most of the swords do. They've got little butterflies, birds. They've got the clouds here. Yeah, all of these I'm just noticing now. I hadn't really looked that closely, but quite a few of them have clouds, which is really nice. Really gives you that impression of air. Well, I hope you enjoyed that quick little run through. And I'm sorry I'm not a very good speaker, and I have never done a tarot deck run through before with an unboxing. And I'm kind of upset that I did not get my Seven of Swords. I'm reboxing it here, and I don't know, maybe I should just send this back and get a new one. Hopefully that won't have the same effect. So, sorry about that. You didn't get to see the Seven of Swords, and neither did I. Take care, and we'll talk to you next time. Hope you enjoyed this quick run through of the deck with me. Bye now.